Hi everyone, it's Carl from My Comic Crate, and today I have a very special review where I'm going to be talking about the brand new Ninja Turtles series by Jason Aaron, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Return to New York. Now, this series collects issues 1 through 6 and the prelude called Long Way from Home, which I do not have out on display. I do have the issues 4 through 6 right here, but only got 3 stands, so I'm doing the best I can. But yeah, let's go ahead and get right into it. So this is written by Jason Aaron, who you may be familiar with Absolute Superman or Bug Wars that's currently ongoing. He's been really cooking some fire comics. I saw him at C2E2 earlier this year, and I I love all his other stuff. And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is chef's kiss. It's beautiful. Um, so yeah, it's brand new. It's right now a brand new on. Well, I wouldn't say brand new. It's an ongoing series by IDW, and I believe at least at the time of recording, which day is the 23rd of June. I think we're up to issue 10 or 11 now. That's been released. But Volume One, which releases on June 25th this week, collects the first 6 issues and then the prelude. So before I really start chatting about my thoughts and stuff, I figured it might be useful just for some context about where I'm coming from with these books. My familiarity with Ninja Turtles is not very high. I've read this volume by IDW from Kevin Eastman, which I really loved. I thought it was fantastic, and I actually plan on reading more of these in the coming weeks after reading this series. But like I've read that, I watched the 2023 animated film, and then I played a little bit of like Shredder's Revenge on my Xbox. But other than that, I know absolutely nothing about Ninja Turtles. Um, so this is really like sort of like my first like true Ninja Turtle experience. I would say like really just diving deep into it and the lore, um, which I'll discuss later in this review. But I've really found this series welcoming for the uninformed of the Ninja Turtles. So yeah, just a little like overview of the story here. What really surprised me a lot about this story specifically was just how emotional and grounded these stories are for talking turtles. Um, I was I was really hooked into it. I You can feel the personality and the frustrations and like the loneliness that the turtles feel. Like I was very surprised in the best way possible. I was hooked. Like each issue flew by just because of how much depth and impact these characters had. Um, where did my page go here? All right, there we go. So the story here is it's 7 total issues. The first 5 issues focus on a character, like specifically one. So the first 4 focuses on the 4 turtles, and then issue 5 uh, it sort of talks and explains about the baddie, the villain of the story. So it's honestly it's a very slow burning book in a very, and I say that in the best way possible. Um, so issues 1 through 4, we go through each turtle. We start with Raphael, who's in jail, and when the way it starts is he's almost like pissed off. He's angry. He's frustrated. He's getting framed for something that he didn't do, and you feel that anger, and then all of a sudden, the Foot Clan comes in, and then we go dive into issue 2, which I believe was Leonardo's story. I think I don't know, but like these turtles, the story takes place all across the world. It's not in New York. At least majority of it's not in New York. I believe it's yeah. I believe it's who's hold up. Yeah, Michael. Yeah, so Mikey Angelo. Michelangelo is now like a TV superstar, and that's Mikey. Leo is on this like journey in the Ganges River, trying to like reconnect with turtles and himself. And then Donnie is this time. He's traveled through time, and he like comes back, and he gets captured. Like this story takes place all across the world. Um, so for something called Return to New York, it sets it up for issue 6 to be back in New York, but these first 5 issues are all over the place, and I love it. I do want to mention issue number 4, which focuses on Donatello. That issue like broke me, and I thought it gave a lot of similar vibes to the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 movie with Rocket Raccoon's story. Um, when you read it, I think you'll catch what I'm saying here because I don't really want to spoil too much. Because if you haven't guessed it, you probably should want to read this. But that I reread that issue a couple times, and I was just like, wow. It was some heavy stuff. There's some really deep themes in these books. This book, like grief, loneliness, isolation. Even though these are talking mutant Ninja Turtles, um, you'd be surprised at how much depth you can put into them. And oh, and like some as an adult, like there's some really like mature themes in here. And but I also think it's accessible for even like the younger audience who they might not necessarily get all of it, but you can still feel that emotion. Like it packs a punch. It's excellent. um, so like I mentioned here, each issue focuses on the first 5 focuses on a different character. Takes place all across the world. Each issue has its own arc. It follows one character and sticks with it to the end. Sometimes there's like a little crossover with another turtle, but it's very self-contained while connecting to the larger story. By issue 6, I wouldn't necessarily say things are like it's like things are resolved because things aren't, but it sets it up for what's going to come next. With issues 7 through 12, um, like it really sets up the next arc. It's a slow burn, it sets up a lot, but engaging the whole way through. Speaking of engaging, the art in this series is Jeez, I suck in English apparently. Phenomenal. Each issue has a different artist and colorist. So I won't go through the names. You can check that out on my written review on mycomiccrate.com. Just because I don't want to butcher any of the names, but each artist carries its own weight. Of It's excellent. When I first started reading the book and I noticed that there was different artists, I was like, huh. I was a little like not bummed out, but I was like, I wish they kept the same artist so it was like consistent visually throughout the whole story. But since this entire book pretty much focuses on like each individual turtle or character, it gives each issue its own personality. Um, and I think it's going to change when it comes to like volume 2 and issue 7. I think the artist of issue 6 is going to be the main artist. Don't 100% quote me on that. But the artwork is truly phenomenal. And shout out to all the artists and colorists because fantastic stuff. I'll try to like post some like pictures or check out my post to see some of the artwork. It's definitely one you want to see. What else do we got in here? Try to be prepped. Yeah, it's really one of the best looking books that I've seen. Like I wrote this year, but honestly, just in general, it's gorgeous. It's daunting. It's check it out. I mentioned at the beginning of this review that I'm not the biggest TMNT lore nerd. I know practically nothing. I know there's turtles. I know there's a talking rat, and I know there's the Foot Clan. Obviously, a little bit more, but as someone who is really new to the whole IP, I found this book accessible. I didn't find it like crazy complicated. I understood the intentions, even for things I didn't necessarily understand in the book or context. You know, using the clues that Jason Aaron and the artist give, you feel right at home. You don't feel lost. So I'm sure as for the people that have been fans of the TMNT series for what 40 years now, I think you'll probably catch a little bit more details than I will. Ideally, that will change as I read more or watch more. Um, Definitely, though, lots of very accessible, lots of room for people to come in and appreciate the series. Um, so really, just to sort of like close it up, this video, this book has a lot of heart. It's emotional, it's deep, it's action packed, um, and it carries its weight. I love this book. This was a really big highlight for me to read. As someone who reads dozens and dozens of comics a week, this was really a top pick for me. So I would recommend anyone watching this. If you enjoy Ninja Turtles to begin with, pick it up. If you're new to the Ninja Turtles and you're curious, pick it up. If you're just looking for a good read, pick it up. It's a slow read. Um, so if that's I enjoy those types of books, and I think you will as well. Um, so yeah, I thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Volume 1 is available at your local comic shop on June 25th, 2025. Hopefully, we get a nice full hardcover like this in the coming months or years because I would love to add that to my collection. Check out my website, mycomiccrate.com. I have a full written review for this series, plus a whole bunch of other content I've wrote in the past. So, thanks again for your time and see you in the next one.